Growl it in. Watch some TikToks together. The Dick Doc on TikTok.
That's just weird.
He's awesome.
I mean, is he? I mean,
yeah, he is. He's kind of cool.
And how do you know he's a real doctor?
Because
he says so.
He says so, and he's got nurses. And if you've got nurses,
well,
you're a doctor.
Gotcha. That's so okay. You don't even know if he's a real doctor.
He's a real doctor. He's got a web page.
Dear Lord.
It's great for business.
I can make a web page and say that I'm a doctor.
Well, do it and see if you can get some money. Like even inspect people. Like have them over and be like, nope, you're good.
I mean, he might be a real doctor, but you know me, I'm always so skeptical. Just because somebody says on TikTok that they're a doctor doesn't mean they're a doctor. Just because you say you're a model on Instagram, you may not necessarily be a model. You may just be a pretty person and take pictures of yourself.
Business.
Maybe he is.
He is. Don't mess with the Dick
Did you
Doc
already
on TikTok.
set up a consult with the Dick Doc on TikTok?
No, I don't need to.
No, you don't. No, and I wouldn't let you set up a doctor with somebody that's on TikTok.
Well, I mean,
who wants a doctor on TikTok? Yeah,
well, the thing is, it's familiarity. You get used to them, you see them, and all of a sudden you're like, I can meet with this person. They can handle my junk. Mm-hmm. Like, you know. And
then you find out he's not a real doctor.
Yeah, and then you're like, wait a minute. You're not a doctor? Why are you doing this to me? Things could get weird really quick.
They could get weird really quick.
Yeah.
You know what's really weird? Speaking of being weird, I feel like I am a little bit weird.
You're very weird.
I told you this today when we were leaving for dinner. I don't know why I have to name everything.
You do name everything.
I name a lot of things.
I nickname people a lot of times because I'm bad with names.
Right, I get that.
And a lot of them are secret.
Oh.
Right? Like I just tell you, like, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Like, tell me one. Nobody's going to know who you're talking about but me.
Like Clubfoot Charlie or...
I don't know a Clubfoot Charlie.
I don't either.
Oh, my gosh.
That's an example of what I would do.
No, I want you to tell me a real one to see if I know who you're talking about.
I can't say certain words on it.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, but anyway, I like to name things like I name my car, which a lot of people name their car.
It's really dumb, but it's cool. Whatever you want to do.
Wow. I name my water jug that I carry with me all the time.
You did. You named my penis.
No, I didn't, and I will never. And if you ask me to, I'm not going to. I think it's weird when people call body parts other than what they are. If you have a pet name for it, I'm grossed out.
It's kind of fun, though.
You have the smirk like you want me to, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to be like, can you get little Timmy out to play? Ew.
Why would he be little Timmy?
I didn't mean it little like that.
Why did he be little? Why can't you flatter me and lie to me and say,
I didn't mean it
oh,
like
Charlie,
that.
It hurts. Charlie. Name it Charlie. And
oh, that's
say
so weird. No, I'm not. I won't name it. I think it's gross when people have pet names for their partners' penises and vaginas and boobs and whatever else.
Oh, we can name each of your boobs.
No, please stop.
I'm going to come up with something.
You know I don't like stuff like that. I do like to name things, but I don't like to name my body parts. I named my robot vacuum. Her name is Iris.
Isis is what I call it.
It's Iris. Quit calling it that. It's not her name. Okay. It's not my name. I named my water bottle Winona.
It wreaks terror. It wreaks terror on dust bunnies. So I call it Isis.
I call it Iris. You want to know why I picked out Iris? Because I feel like, and if there's any Irises listening, I don't mean this in a bad way. And if there's any maids listening, I don't mean to mean it like it might be ready to sound. But whenever I think of a maid in like a maid's outfit, you know, those sexy maid outfits.
Yeah,
I feel like her name might be Iris.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What's her name then?
I don't know. It's sexy.
I know it's Iris. It's exotic. Like people don't know. People don't.
Sexy and Iris. I don't know.
People don't name it. You don't hear that name very often, and I feel like it's a very exotic name, Iris. I feel like that Iris is vacuuming my floors.
Sexy French maid outfit. Not an Iris.
Well, then what is it?
I don't care. They don't need a name.
If you were a cast of a movie and there was a sexy French maid in that outfit, yes, she does.
No.
Yes, she does. Everybody needs a name.
Well, I don't need to know it.
Oh. That's because you're just not being creative right now. I think
would
Iris.
call her.
Please don't say Frenchie.
Oh, Frenchie's good.
No, that's stupid.
Frenchie is good.
I'm going to knock you over the side of the head with this microphone if you say something that's stupid again during this segment.
You said Frenchie.
I said please don't, then you agreed that it sounded good.
It's kind of good.
It's awful.
Okay.
Anyway, Iris is what I named her. And then my water jug is Winona Jug.
Right. That's clever. I like that. Very clever.
My
Winona
car is an
Jug.
Elantra. Her name is Eve.
Eve. That's right.
Yeah. And I do sometimes talk to these people, which is where I feel like the problem lies.
They're not people.
Well, I hear Winona talk to me sometimes when I leave her and don't take her places. And I really feel like I need a car seat for her because I put her in the front seat and she's all over the place. I already dropped her out of the car and she's got a chip out of the side. Anyway, and so my most recent...
Do you really hear them talk to you?
No, I don't. I'm joking. No, please don't worry, everybody. I really don't. I don't hear them talking. I was
joking. Nervous. I was not
totally
going to go to sleep tonight.
I was totally joking.
Okay.
But so I don't know why. I don't know if there's some sort of personality type that likes to associate certain things with names. Now, I don't name everything, right? But there are certain things I do. Well, most recently, I have this new part of my body. This is the only body part. It's not even really a part of my body that I have a name for. And I just came up with it today because I feel like in order to accept this appendage that I have.
It's easier to accept things and get personal with them love them when you give them a name.
Exactly.
Affection can be tied to it.
Right. So like with my water bottle being Winona, I feel affection. I feel like I have to give her attention. Therefore, I have to drink out of her.
You suck on her.
I drink out of her. God, I swear.
She's got a penis. But she's got a girl's name. I don't understand that.
Make everything.
It should have a dude's name because it's got a penis that you suck out of.
Jeff, everything in the world is not sexual.
Well, yeah, it is. That's how they design
Well,
things.
no, it's not.
They either got holes or they got...
Okay, but we don't have to equate that with
other
anything
things.
Sexuality. Are you 12?
No, the people that made all these things are 12
Jeff,
or have the mind of a 12-year-old.
A straw has to have a hole in it and you suck out of a straw. It has nothing
right,
to
and
do
a penis is like a giant straw with a hole in it. And
Jeff,
you suck liquid out of it.
My gosh.
Or you can.
So are you saying everything with the hole that you suck out of is a penis?
No, I just said it should have a boy name if it has a
no. It's not going to have
symbol.
If there's no phallic symbol, there's no phallic symbol at all. There's a straw. There is a straight straw. Now, if that's a phallic symbol, I don't want anything to do with that phallic.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
A straight straw. I don't need that.
No, you've got to use your imagination.
No, then it's not a phallic symbol if you have to use your imagination. If it's a phallic symbol, you look at it and you immediately think penis. And I don't. I think straw. I think there is a straw and I need to use it.
Well, okay. This is cool so Winona identifies as a female.
Winona, in fact, is a female because I made her as such. I am her owner.
Okay.
God.
I don't think that's how it works, but we're going to just
move
on.
Then how does it work? How does the gender of a water jug work? Please tell me, sir.
Well, you don't drink out of the hole like you would. Like I think, like a wine bottle is well. Let's not do wine bottle. Let's do a Coke can. That's a female because it's got a hole in it, and you're sucking out of the hole.
I thought you said that's what you do with penises.
No, you're drinking out of the hole of the Coke can because it's just a hole in it. Now, if it had a straw attached to it, that would be an appendage that's like a Peter.
I know what you all are thinking right now. You're thinking to yourself as you're driving in your car or as you're mowing your grass or whatever it is you're doing listening to this, you're thinking, how does she deal with him? And I don't know. I don't know how I deal with him.
I don't like that.
I've been dealing with him for 30 years tomorrow, though.
30 years tomorrow, you're stuck with me.
Cheers.
That's the thing. You've learned.
I'm not stuck.
You've learned how to cope.
I'm not stuck. I know the way out.
There's a way out?
No, I'm just kidding.
Which way?
I'm joking. Show me. No, I'm joking. But anyway, so this new name is, well, her name is Heidi. Okay.
Heidi.
And Heidi is my hormonal belly pooch. What was that?
It's like, oh my gosh, like you really have you don't have a belly pooch.
I do. And Heidi came about whenever I had to start taking medication for all my female issues. I'm on like some hormones and it causes a little bit of gain. And where does Angie gain weight along with most women is the lower belly. And I've been really beating myself up about it and really hating it and analyzing it and getting really mad. And instead of doing that, I felt like if I put a name to her, I would be more accepting and more loving and more gentle with myself about it. So her name is Heidi. And I feel like I'm like 3 months pregnant. That's kind of what no, but I have like this little belly. Her name's Heidi. And I'm growing to accept her. I don't love her yet. That's too soon. It's too soon in the relationship to throw the L word out there. You just named her today. I just named her today. I'm just getting to know her. I'm starting to accept her a little bit more.
Do you ever ask God why he hates you and other women?
I know why he does.
He just hates women. It's like a toxic relationship
Eve
from
jacked
the beginning.
Up. Eve jacked up. That's why she didn't listen.
And he was like, I hate all of you.
It's the curse. And when I get to
heaven,
heaven,
all of you, and I'm going to make you all pay for the rest of your lives.
Right, because of Eve. We're paying because of what she did.
Damn it, Eve.
I know. I'm so mad at her.
God, she really... I don't think it's... Honestly, though, looking back, I don't think it's fair to put all that on Eve.
I don't either.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shoot. I do know what you're saying.
It's not fair.
No, because...
Poor Eve.
Poor Eve. I do feel sorry for her, but she's the reason why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the devil's like, yo, Eve. And Eve was like, I'm in. I'm game, bro.
Bite this apple.
Bite this apple. She was like, where do I put my mouth? Eve, come on.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. So anyway, that's the name, and I feel like that it's going to help me be able to cope better. So, ladies, if you're out there, guys too, I mean, if you've got that beer belly and you just are having a hard time
keep drinking the beer,
looking at it or accepting it, just name it.
If you're having to pull it up to find your,
just name it, and it'll help you accept it more.
And because it'll get bigger, and you'll be like, oh, you're getting so big.
I know that mine is almost cannot be helped because I work out like a crazy person and I eat right. So I know it's not that. And it started right when I started those hormones. So I don't know that it's going anywhere. I'm trying to figure out ways to combat it and ways to deal with it and ways to, make it better. And as I try these things and I figure out what happens, I'll share them with you. But ladies, until then, if you have a little lower belly pooch, whether it's from hormones, whether it's from eating like crap, whether it's from not working out, whether it's from being lazy or whatever it might be, if it's really getting to you and it's really bugging you and you're really being hard on yourself about it, just name it.
And hate Eve.
And hate Eve. I'm not saying don't try to do something about it if it's, if you want to
give it a try.
You should work out. You should eat right.
If you want.
But in the meantime, give her a name because it's just, I don't know, it just seems to make things, a little bit more personal, a little bit better. So
I named my drinking habit and it's a lot easier to deal with now.
Oh, what is the name of your drinking habit?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I didn't name it. I just accepted it from the beginning.
Well, all of us are different. We all have different personalities. I'm just weird like that.
You are weird.
We were getting to get into personality types tonight, but I don't know how far we are into this podcast, if it's even worth it at this point.
We're 13 minutes in.
Yeah, we're about halfway through. So I really don't know what to do with this.
I don't know. I mean, we can talk about personality types.
We can, but I don't want to get into the article that I was going to get into because
you have an article.
I told you that at dinner.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, shocking.
I was probably scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, people probably look at us and think that we're the most disconnected couple that they've ever seen at dinner, but we're really honestly not.
No, we're naturally connected, but almost to a disadvantage.
Meaning?
We're so connected that we probably take it for granted.
We probably do. But I think that if people looked at us out eating dinner,
I think we need to separate, move on with other people to go, God, man, it's hard to connect. I didn't realize how easy I connected with that person.
Right.
We could do whatever we wanted, and we didn't, get surprised with, we don't have this or that. The conversations of, it's just, from a communication standpoint, for almost 30 years now, we've had a pretty easy go of the communication thing. Not always. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think we've accepted certain things about each other.
No, that's
you
true.
more accepting of me and some of my flaws that would not get me through other relationships very easily. But you just say, hey, this is who he is. You know?
Like relating a straw to a penis.
Yes, that's just who he is. And you know what? I can't make him somebody different. And it just is, you know?
Right. I do know what you mean. But what I was saying is that, like, if people were sitting at dinner tonight when we first got there, they would think, wow, are they just like breathing the same air and just kind of together, or do they even care about it? Like, do they? Because we were both on our phones doing this and doing that, but then we did start chit chatting.
Yeah, we chit chatted.
But we're not disconnected. Like, what they might not know is the next table could have a couple at that table with no phones out, looking into each other's eyes and having a conversation, but they might not be connected at all.
Right. It could just be because every time he gets his phone out, she's like, why do you have to have your phone out at dinner?
Right.
So he's faking it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like, I got to do this to deal with her. I can't wait to get home. And
Why is
she
it always
goes,
her? It could be the guy that would freak out.
I'm giving it from my perspective.
Oh,
okay? Let's not get touchy.
All right.
I'm giving it from the guy's perspective. It could obviously be either way. It could be both ways. But maybe when they look at a table like ours, they should go, God, those people are freaking, they got their shit together. They're confident. They got it together.
We do, because I don't go I don't know. I mean, listen, I have gotten frustrated with you being in your phone when things are going on. I have, and I've called you out for it. Because if I'm literally trying to have a conversation with you and trying to tell you something, if you're scrolling through your phone, that is going to make me mad.
Absolutely.
Now, if I start talking while you are already scrolling, that's not fair.
Nope.
I would say, if I really want to talk to you, like, when you're finished, I want to have a conversation or whatever. But like, if I'm sitting here talking to you and it bothers me, and I've called you out on it before.
I got to say, I'm pretty decent though. When it seems to be important, I'm good at putting my phone away.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it's
like
really important.
If you need to talk about something, I don't usually play with my phone.
Well, no, not if I like, but I usually make it known. That's where communication comes in. Like,
yes, you're.
I don't want
clear.
you to be like, oh, I feel like you might need to talk about something. Let me put my phone away. No, I'm going to tell you about, like, hey, I need to talk to you about something or whatever. But I mean, sometimes even if it's a generic conversation and I feel like you're not listening to me and hear what I'm saying, I'm like, hello. Like, can you put your phone down for a second and just listen? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I don't we don't drag it out.
Well, you're not that type of woman, so it's very good for me that you don't hold things.
Well,
you don't hold on to things.
I don't like drama.
You don't beat me over the head. You don't bring things back up. You don't really.
Not usually, no.
You don't drag things out. You don't get mad, and then it's like you go, hey. You get mad.
Right.
If you get mad about me on my phone, put my phone down, slide it away, and within 2 minutes, it's like it never happened.
But I'm like that in general because I don't like drama. I don't hold grudges. I don't like drama. We'll fight it out, and then I'm done. Brooke and I had it out the other day in the car. She made me really mad about something. She was saying something, and her and I had it out a little bit. We had words, and I even slammed my car door. She made me so mad. And we came inside. We gave each other the silent treatment for about 5 minutes, and then we were both fine.
Right.
I'm not going to go on all day like that. I can't do it. Like, I do not like drama.
I don't either. I can't do the whole I'm mad at you for 3 days.
Oh, my God. Just get it out. Say it. And that's why I'm kind of like a dude, I feel like. Now, there's a lot of women like that. But I need to find one to be friends with because I don't know many. Now, the women that I am really close to, they're not drama either. And that's why we can have a relationship that we have. But anyway. Yes, if you're at dinner with us, you may think that we're disconnected, but we're really honestly not. We're on the same page, actually. I'm in my phone, he's in his. We put it down, we eat, and sometimes that's it. But we did have a really good conversation at dinner tonight.
We did. That's because it's natural and it's not forced.
Right.
It's not forced.
I wonder how, like, if we were new at dating, what do you do with your microphone over there?
I'm just twiddling.
Oh, I can hear the twiddle, I think. Yeah, I can hear
My
that.
My bad, people.
No, it's okay.
My apologies.
If we were just dating and just starting out, like, okay, so if you were on your first date, and this is like today, present time. If you were on your first date and you went out with a girl, and it doesn't even matter where you met her, okay? But you weren't like longtime friends. Like, you just met either on Tinder. Is it Tinder?
Well, if we met on Tinder, we're just going to bang.
Okay, well, whatever site, whatever.
Right.
And you go to dinner and she greets you or whatever, and like even you all order something to drink. and she gets on her phone and starts scrolling, what would you feel?
What would I feel?
Yeah, like this is your first date. You ordered a drink, and then instead of having conversation, she just looked at her phone. She's going through Instagram.
I would feel a little weird.
I would too.
I would be like, are you checking Tinder?
Right.
Or are you nervous? But then in equally, though, you can't say anything because it's a first date, right? So you can't be that person that's like, hey, put your freaking phone down.
No, but what I would do is if I got a glance, like if I was on a date and he was on, say I could glance over and see him either on Snapchat or either on Instagram, I'm going to be that girl who DMs him and be like, hey, are we at dinner?
That's good.
Should we order? Like I would just try to talk to him through if that's the way you want to talk. And then, I mean, if conversation picked up, fine. If it didn't, then I don't want to be, like if it was a new relationship, I wouldn't want to go to dinner and be on our phones the whole time.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
It would be a huge red flag for me if I went to dinner with a woman and we didn't forget about our phones.
Right now, I mean,
you want to forget about everything. You want to be so engrossed in a new
course.
thing, like you're learning new things about each other.
Of course, but you could be dating a single parent, and maybe like if my kids were younger, I'd be like, I am so sorry.
Right, you would do that.
I'm texting the babysitter, or I'm sorry, I'm going to leave my phone right here because my kid is with a new babysitter, and I'm a little bit worried, so I'm going to put my phone. You know what I mean? Just to like explain it, like you know what I mean. I have to take this or something like that.
That's not a problem.
No, I don't feel like it's a problem
That's
either.
not a problem because you're being courteous about it.
But just to sit there and scroll on a first, second, beginning of a relationship, I don't, you know, you don't live together and this is your time together. I feel like that it's rude to be on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but with me and you, we've been in a relationship for 30 years as of tomorrow. And, you know, we live together. We're together all the time. It's not a big deal if we sit down at dinner and we scroll on our phones for a while or wait for our food in total silence. It's fine. I don't think there's anything weird or abnormal or wrong about that. I think there's a comfort there. And like, I don't have to like tend to his every need.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I tend to your needs, but you know what I'm saying? Like pay attention to him every second and let him know, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't mean tend to your needs.
We're not touching people. We're not nitpickers.
So anyway, I don't know if that's what makes us work, but it surely doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. Because, I mean, I'm used to it because, dear Lord, during fantasy football, I'm basically single. You're over there. What was that? You're over there on your phone texting with your league all the time, sending pictures of your beer, sending pictures of this, sending, who knows what y'all send to each other. I don't even want to know. But you're always in your phone during fantasy football. Always. Don't even deny it. You are. There's nothing you can say right now.
I'm not going to deny it.
You can't deny it.
I'm not. It's fun.
No, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just explaining that there's an understanding there.
There is an understanding.
I know that during fantasy football, you're pretty much non-existent.
I'm not non-existent.
Okay, but you're very okay, but tell me you're not very preoccupied.
I'm fairly preoccupied.
Fairly
during the game.
During the Sundays. Well, yeah, specifically, but even through the week.
Day is not that bad.
Oh my gosh! On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very preoccupied during fantasy football, you're a good 8.6.
What?
Yes.
During the week.
I don't know what the day it is. No, I said more so when the games are on, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But even through the week, you all do beer checks. You like are always texting.
We do that all year long.
Yeah, but it's more. I know you do it all year long, but I'm saying it picks up. Like all year long, you're maybe at a 4.5 being distracted by those, by your fantasy football league. But during the fantasy football time, it's a good 8.6. And don't say it's not because it is. He's giving me a smirk right now.
It's just my boys.
I'm not saying
like,
that it's
just
bad.
Like social media. You jump on, you're texting, you're sending pictures, whatever.
I'm not giving you a hard time about it. I'm just stating facts.
Right.
My whole point is that we have an understanding of that. You know, at night that I get on social media a lot and do a lot of my posts, like the first 20 sometimes minutes or 30 even that we sit down at night on the couch, I'm posting videos, I'm putting them out there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I mean, we get it. If the first 30 minutes we sit down at night, you're like, we just sat down together and you're on your phone, that's going to suck.
Gosh, that'd be weird.
Yeah, it would really be weird because
weird.
that's really not how either of us roll. But anyway.
No, we're not down like that.
Anyway, sorry, I had to take a little drink of wine. I really depend on you when you see me grab my glass of wine to be like, oh, I'm going to need to say the next sentence.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm on it now.
Okay, let's try it.
Well, today.
Oh my gosh, that's so, you can't do that.
That was awkward.
It was.
That was awkward. I was going into like the news. Like, okay, so today
was freaking cold is what it was.
It was cold. That's where I was going with this. It was freaking cold. And it's April the 22nd. It's freaking dumb.
Tomorrow
I'm
is
so
a
sick of this.
big day. It's April 23rd. By the time this gets uploaded, it's going to be past.
April 23rd, bitches.
But it is an important day because it is the day that Jeff asked me to go with him. Do y'all remember that? To go with him.
Do y'all remember that?
I'm talking to the podcast listeners.
I remember that.
So, did you write my... So we were in 9th grade. Let me paint a picture. We were in junior high. We were in 9th grade, John Adams Middle School. Or junior high, whatever the freak y'all called it. Because for some reason in 9th grade was not in high school yet. Only West Virginia does that. It's so weird. I don't know if only
not
West
anymore,
Virginia. But not anymore. But they did at the time. So
right.
I was in 9th grade. We were in middle school. I had always knew ever since I moved here from out of state. So I had just moved here. So I was the new girl.
Right.
And the first time I saw Jeff, I was like, I like him. And then we were in English class together.
That's normal.
And we were in English class together, and he was kind of flirty.
I was.
A little bit.
I was.
A little bit flirty in English class. And then it just kind of progressed, but then I found out he was dating a cheerleader.
That's right.
And I just kind of backed off, even though I really still liked him. I told my mom all the time.
Get in line.
I told my mom all the time because he would be sitting on the hill, like waiting for your paper route or whatever.
That's right.
And then you'd be
I was
like,
a working boy.
Because we lived close to each other. Like I had to pass his house on my way home, or I would see him out playing basketball, or I saw him in Kroger. I remember the day I showed you to my mom. We were in Kroger, Ashton Place, and you came in Kroger's and you had your basketball with you.
Always.
Like, tucked in your arm.
Always.
And I was like, Mom, that's him. That's the boy I keep telling you about. She was like, oh, like whatever, like you would with your kid. Like, oh, that's cute. So anyway, fast forward. I don't know. He took forever to ask me out. But I think, did you come over and ask me for my phone number? Did you write it down on your hand? Or did I write it down on a piece of paper?
You wrote it on me, I thought.
I thought I did too.
Yeah, you wrote it on me because I worried about it all day.
I think I wrote it on you.
I ended up writing it down after I realized I could write it down, but I worried that it was going to like rub off.
Yeah, well, I specifically remember writing it on you. And then I was on the phone with, I believe, Amy. And, back in the call waiting day. So I'm on the phone. What is wrong with you?
It's my inner thighs.
Oh, my gosh, you're such a baby.
They're so sore.
Oh, his inner thighs are sore. Bless his little loving heart.
Somebody beat my inner thighs with a ball bat.
I just said ball bat.
Maybe it's just me walking and it just smacking back and forth and bruising myself.
Oh Lord, see what we have to.
That's why you got to wear tighty
you
whities.
have you can't let somebody tell a story without interjecting some sort of sexualness in there.
It's a gift.
Anyway, I forget where I was with my story. Oh, I was on the phone with Amy and it was call waiting. It was like boop. I was like, oh, I got a call. And so I clicked over and it was you. And I was like, hang on a second. And I clicked back over to Amy. I was like, Amy, it's Jeff. Oh my God. Like how girls do. So I clicked back over and I was like, hello. And you were like, hi, it's Jeff or whatever you said. And you were like, I just won't forget. You were like, will you go with me? And that's what we said back then.
That's what we said.
Will you go with me? We weren't going anywhere.
That means you're dating.
I know.
If you
I was
say
telling
yes.
Brooke this story today. She goes, well, where did he want to go? I mean, what do you mean go where with you? I was like go with you. Like you're going out. And she was like, oh, so like asking you to be his
going
girlfriend.
30 years down the road.
We're going 30
like
years.
You're going with
future.
me through a whole shit show.
Yeah, no doubt. So I remember saying yes. I hung up the phone and then I ran down the steps. My mom was making vegetable soup. And I jumped up on the counter. I was like, he asked me to go with him. And she was like, oh, she was so excited. I'll never forget that. And then that was it. Like, we didn't even talk on the phone. I was like, yes. And you're like, okay, see you tomorrow at school. I was like, okay, bye.
That's how it rolled.
I know. So before that, like when I first moved there, I dated a couple of guys and Jeff was dating some girls or whatever. But, you know, it wasn't too long after I moved. Well, I moved there in November because I remember we moved around Thanksgiving because we had bologna sandwiches because we were moving in on Thanksgiving Day, and I'll never forget that. So from November till April. So December, January, February, March. So I was there 5 months before you asked me out. And so I went on a few dates with some guys, and I actually dated, like, went with someone. Anyway, in quotes, very loose quotes. Anyway, and then he finally asked me out. It took you 5 months.
It did. It took me 5 months. I had to shake the other ladies first.
Oh my God. Yeah, the cheerleader.
That's right.
She was the head cheerleader too.
She was.
Well,
she was.
Anyway, I'm not going to.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, you're still wanting to protect her?
I am.
Look at you being the protector of your ex-girlfriend. That's so sweet of you.
From ninth grade.
He's a steal, you guys.
He's a steal.
He's protecting his ex-girlfriend.
He'll protect you. Even into the future, 30 years.
That's funny. So yeah, 30 years tomorrow to the day, and it's coincidentally your brother's birthday, as well.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a special day for us.
Yeah, I wish I would have remembered the date that we had our first kiss when I like sucked your face off. You said
you did. You went in for hard.
If I'm gonna go in,
you left an impression. I was like, okay, we want to hang out with this girl for a while.
Okay, well,
she's teaching me new things.
Whatever.
She is aggressive.
I wasn't aggressive.
She is aggressive, and it was a good thing. It was a happy moment for me, and then it just went from there.
I really don't remember being aggressive. I was just being me.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do something, you need to do it. Like if you're gonna kiss somebody, just kiss them. Like don't play around.
It was passionate.
Okay, but like
that's good. That's a good thing. You don't want it to be like she had to work up to being passionate.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to like your first kiss to be like a little peck, and you're like, I could do that with anybody.
Exactly. And for me as a guy, you're like not knowing what to do, so you giving me the go ahead. I was like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's go to town.
So anyway, maybe I was just more experienced than you. I don't know.
Probably, definitely more experienced.
Well, you had kissed somebody before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I remember who you told me it was. Probably more than that, but you only told me this one girl specifically.
I wasn't as experienced as you,
no.
But
I'd kissed a few people.
You had.
Anyway, so that's fun. So that's tomorrow. And it's funny because we celebrate, I feel like, that day more than even our wedding anniversary. Not to say we don't celebrate our wedding anniversary or acknowledge it, because we do. But if I had to pick one to celebrate more, it definitely would be the dating anniversary, because that's when your relationship began. And especially when it's been as long as we've been together.
Exactly.
And and it wasn't like this thing where like, oh, they say they've been together for 30 years, but it was probably off and on. No, it really wasn't. Like we've been together, we've literally been together since that day, except for 30 minutes when he broke up with me in college for whatever reason. Do you remember what that fight was about? Because I don't.
I can't recall.
It was probably something petty on my part.
It was probably something ridiculous.
It probably was, and it was probably on my part. It was probably my fault. I just remember the fight was so bad. We were driving back from Columbus to go to the dorms at college, and I was so mad that I wanted him to stop the car and let me get out. And I was like, if you don't stop the car, I'm just going to open the door. And I think I almost did open the door. And I was like, I'm just going to get out. Like, it was one of those. I was being very dramatic, I'm sure.
Yes.
And your passive aggressiveness was probably fueling my.
Because
back in college, you were like, now you would fight back. And that's what I needed. And that's what I want. Right. I hate people when you're trying to fight and you're trying to make it. And you're just like, okay, what do you mean? What? Like there's no aggression.
Right.
In return. Yeah. That's not a good volley match. I need a good volley match.
Yeah, you needed, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first day you yelled at me too. That was after we were married. I think after we had kids. He never raised his voice at me until finally he broke one day and we were having, and I mean, I would let him have it all the time. I did not hold back. And one day he yelled back at me, and oh my gosh, it made me so upset, but it's what I needed.
Yeah.
But you're not used to that because you probably never heard your dad do that to your mom. But
No.
you probably not heard your dad talk to your mom the way the way we've talked to each other. I'm sure they do.
They do, but they like us. We keep
do,
it from the
not
children
as much
pretty
as,
well.
Not as. Why did you just call them children? Like
The
we're
children.
so proper. We're not that proper. They're freaking assholes. That's what they are. That's what they are. No, they're our kids. I've just never heard you say children like that.
The children.
We do not fight in front of the children.
Let's protect the children.
Let's go to the parlor.
They're our future.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, it's so funny. You've never said children before. That just struck me funny. No, but we don't fight in front of the kids a lot.
No,
We do.
We don't
And
really.
they've heard us.
Well, we squabble in front
Oh
of the
my
children.
gosh, you and your stupid words. What did you say earlier? And I made fun of you. You said something. No, I said it. I said I'm going to tidy up the kitchen.
Yeah, you did.
Tidy up the kitchen. They've heard us have
I
arguments.
said we're gonna. I don't know what I said.
You said something else earlier too.
Yeah.
But they've definitely heard us fight. They've heard us slam a door. I mean, they've heard us, but it's not on the reg.
No.
Not. Like my parents were opposite. I heard them fight all the freaking time.
Yeah, I think the fight when we broke up was just me being not aggressive and probably pulling up and be like, okay, I'm going to take my stuff. We're done. And then just getting out and leaving.
Yeah, you did.
Instead of like a yelling or fighting.
Yeah,
back.
you.
It's basically like, all right, give me my CDs.
You got your Walkman CD and you got
That's
your
right.
CD case.
Shockproof.
You even got
Walkman
your George Strait set, I think.
box set.
Your
Yeah,
box set.
out of the back seat.
I was like, okay, well, this is over. He took George with him.
Yeah.
Back in college, we listened
big
to
deal. We listened
country
to
music,
classic
which was
country.
really
Country
weird.
was better back then.
Country was better back then. Like Alan Jackson,
Garth Brooks,
George Strait,
George Strait,
Shania Twain.
Shania.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
But yeah, he took his CDs, and so I called my mom, like so upset, because I mean we had already been together, like for a long time. It's not like we just were dating. I mean, we dated all through high school, and then here we are, probably the second year into college.
Yeah, we're together
And
5-6 years.
well,
now.
was it before we were? No, it was before we were engaged. So maybe it was our first year of
Freshman
college.
year,
Yeah,
yeah.
it might have been. Actually, it was because I remember being in the freshman dorm. Anyway, I call her and I'm upset. And mind you, she's in Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm in near Columbus, Ohio. So it was like an 8-hour drive. I call her and I'm upset. And we couldn't talk long because it's long distance. So I couldn't like stay on the phone with her. I couldn't FaceTime her. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And she didn't say she was coming down at that part. She didn't say she was going to pack and come see me. Well, anyway, 30 minutes later, Jeff and I make up. Like he calls me. I don't know. I probably apologized because back then, I mean, I was ridiculous. Whatever. But then once we made up and we're like, oh, it's fine. We're not broken up. I forgot to call my mom. So I call her the next day and she was like, we're getting ready to get in the car. And I was like, where are you going? She was like, we're coming to see you. We're coming in. I was like, oh, no. We got back together. She was like, I stayed up all night worrying about you. And now I know, having daughters of my own that have gone through their boyfriend fights, if they're fighting, we just did this a month ago, maybe. Brooke and Avery were fighting pretty bad. And
Right.
she was so upset, like so upset and cry. I mean, and I talked to, and I did not sleep that night. We were in the same house, so I felt bad. I didn't call my mom back and let her off the hook. But anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah,
You
we've been
didn't know
together that whole time. So it has not been one of those relationships where it's off and on or here and there. It's solid.
No.
A solid 30 years minus 30 minutes. So whatever that means.
Solid 30 years. Yeah.
Right. So, boom.
Boom.
So there you go.
30.
30. Dirty 30.
We should get patches to put on all our clothes. 30 years.
Patches?
Yeah, iron on. Iron
Why?
on.
Just make one on the Cricut.
We'll just walk around and every shirt we wear will say 30 years together.
Like the Boy Scouts do with their patches?
Yeah, it's a big accomplishment.
Oh. You go ahead with that.
Or get 30 tattooed somewhere.
For
like on a butt cheek or something.
For being married 30 years, I think I'm going to get you a bumper sticker for your car that says I love my wife.
No.
If you love me, you'll put it on your car.
That's stupid.
You won't put I love my wife on your car?
You put I love my husband?
Hell no.
That's what I thought.
I do love my husband, but I don't need to put a bumper. I'm not a bumper sticker girl, so
I'm not a bumper sticker guy.
that's why we're so compatible. We thought it was a communication, It's really just that we don't like bumper stickers.
thing. Yeah, that's what brings us together.
Oh, well, I guess what I wanted to talk about will have to wait till next podcast.
Yeah, we'll do another one soon.
Okay. This has been fun and happy dating anniversary.
Happy dating anniversary.
Cheers.
Peace out.